Full spoilers ahead, going to be talking about story bosses and spoiler stuff. Man, I've not had the best time with Vessel of Hatred, but you know what? I can't believe my favourite Diablo character, Missing Rare Name, makes a return at last. Yeah, this barely even works for me. Multiple big huge bosses just bugging out. I think this is unacceptable for the price, crazy stuttering that I didn't have in the previous season, and an incredibly disappointing story campaign.
Silver words from a sinner's tongue.
And looks like I'm not alone by Steam reviews. Damn, look at that, 666 reviews. Some things I do like are the returning systems from previous games, like Runewords and 4's or Mercenaries.
You and I think we'll get along.
So I was mixed on Diablo 4 at launch. I thought the campaign was fairly good with some awesome cinematic moments and little ties to Diablo 2. Not so keen on the initial endgame and gameplay, especially the open world elements. Still can't bring myself to get those Lilith statue collectibles. But I came back for the seasons and I saw some pretty big improvements, especially with Season 4, Loot Reborn, albeit the game started to feel a bit more like Diablo 3. But everything went wrong with Vessel of Hatred from the very start. Like I was saying, the game was pretty much unplayable. I spent longer trying to fix this than I spent playing the full campaign. There are a few others with problems, and I tried all the fixes and updates etc. I ended up upgrading my hardware to brute force the problem, even though I had just played D4's previous season perfectly fine, and I more than met the minimum and recommended hardware. Okay, enough about technical stuff.
In hell, I was cleansed by battle and flame.
Vessel of Hatred takes place right after D4's main story. It's already set up with the story with Nyrel running off with Mephisto's Soulstone. Going in, this had huge potential, but very little actually happens. Vessel of Hatred just continues setting up another future expansion with Mephisto, which would be fine, but I didn't like what we got with Vessel of Hatred. We get a new region on the world map, Nahantu, and I should be excited for this, and despite this being from Diablo 2, it honestly just feels as generic as the rest of D4's open world. The story is mostly focused on the faction of the new class, the Spiritborn. It feels quite different with more of a focus on spirit beasts, sacred hunting grounds, and all this Spiritborn voodoo magic. A large part of the story doesn't have quite the same Diablo atmosphere. We follow the trail of Nyrel a bit. My least favourite character in Diablo 4, I like Nyrel even less than Missing Rare Name.
Where is the girl?
Turns out she hasn't gone very far. We eventually catch up to Nyrel, save her, then spend the rest of the story escorting her around. Yay!
Look for anything that mentions Akarat's tomb.
I'm a little disappointed Nyrel didn't die or become the vessel of Mephisto, just because I really don't like this annoying character. God, I'm terrible. I've got to admit, it does feel like they're stretching out the story and characters and drip feeding us. They do try and set up a secondary antagonist, Urivar, one of the leaders of the church, and he's brutal. He actually gets a pretty badass introduction. He feels intimidating and ruthless. Then you never see him again till you just wander into him as a boss fight towards the end. And it's a really disappointing end to this guy with a boss fight I really didn't enjoy, with just loads of trash monsters.
Deal with them, knights.
Getting bounced around like a pinball machine. And not to mention, this is just a buggy, broken boss fight. Bonus points for being advertised, real money trades for gold. Seems the technology to stop gold spammers is just too advanced in 2024. But Urivar is not an exception. He's not the only boss that barely functions. Okay, some features or additions I did like. The follower system returns from Diablo 3, now dubbed the Mercenary system, and I like Mercenaries. You can set up one merc to follow you around and spec them with their own little talent tree. They can't wear any equipment like in Diablo 3, but you can set a secondary follower to assist you with a special move under specific requirements, like when you reach low health, the secondary follower will jump in to save you. I do like the mercenary system. You unlock it through the campaign, and you can do optional side quests to recruit more mercenaries. And to be honest, I think some of these mercenary side quests were actually better than some of the main story quests.
You will always have an ally in Subo.
Spiritborn is a pretty good new class. Probably the best selling point of Vessel of Hatred. I'm pretty sure Spiritborn is overpowered at the moment.
This is your path to the Spiritborn.
It's pretty cool you can spec between 4 different Spirit Guardians and summon them in battle. I played Druid last season, I really didn't like Druid, and I feel like Spiritborn is almost a better version of Druid, maybe a bit of Diablo 3 Monk as well. They've rejigged the game a bit, it now has a level 60 cap down from 100, and while Vessel of Hatred doesn't expand the lackluster talent trees, it does add more Paragon levels and boards.
The prophecy speaks true. My brothers are coming.
I give this 60 Peter Bytes, somewhere in between the critics and user scores. It's just really for the campaign, and I think that's a generous score for that. I was originally planning on playing through the entirety of Endgame for a review after 100%, but I've been so disappointed with the campaign, I think I'm done. The boss fights didn't even work in the campaign, so I can see bosses being so much worse with more mechanics in Endgame. I did do some of the seasonal content, but going in with all the Battle Pass stuff asking for even more money really puts me off. I'm not happy with what I got with my money so far. I've already moved on. I'm enjoying putting my time into Metaphor instead, and I'm hopeful to do a full 100% review on that instead. Peace for now.